You're listening to the Michael Baisden Show Podcast.
Thank you all for tuning in to the Michael Baisden Show. Hot topic today, paternity fraud. For all the men out there who've been victims, this show is for you. Make sure to tune in, give you all the information about support groups that help men. There needs to be laws, in my opinion, and this is just me, that require women and men to sign the birth certificate before they leave. To do the DNA test.
Yes, to get
That's
a
what I
test.
meant to say, because the problem is that they're signing the birth certificate, Tanisha, before they actually have a DNA test. Why wouldn't you make that mandatory?
I would think that should be mandatory to make sure that there's no issues of fraud, one. And two, if somebody's lying, I mean, they're going to eventually have to come clean once they're on that delivery table.
The problem is, though, that what happens is that if the man signs a birth certificate, he's liable sometimes, some states, for the rest of the child's life until the child is 21 years old, out of college, or whatever the law is for that state. So signing the birth certificate can be a real sentence for a lot of men, Dominique.
But hopefully whatever that law is, whether it's, paternity testing at birth, it protects the child, because that's always who I'm concerned about, is putting the child first.
Why are you co-signing, G-Dub?
No, because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. The kid did not ask to be here, no matter whether it's your kid or whoever you laid down with. So, something has to be done to make sure that the child is protected always. Stay
tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be taking your calls right now. Thank you all for calling to the show on paternity fraud. Thank you all for tuning in to the Michael Baisden Show. Let's go to the phones. Tony's on the line. Tony, how you doing?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Good. What's your take on this, partner?
Hey, man, my take on this, man, it happened to me. So, me and the girl, we was together, whatever, and I guess she was in a bad relationship. So, when we hit it off, she come up pregnant, and she put it off on me. The kid was 5 years old before I found out that he wasn't mine. So, but listen, I had another one with her, so I was issued a DNA test for that one. So, I was like, well, why haven't we issued for the other one? So, me being me, I petitioned the court. And it came back not to look. He wasn't mine.
What'd you do, man?
I lost it. I lost control. But hey, to this day, the kid got my full name. He carried my name as his own. I still do for him. He's 14 now.
But you do for him the way you want to do. You're not forced to do for him, are you?
No, I'm not forced to do nothing. I do because I want to do.
Hey, Tone, I asked George earlier. So if someone would have came to you and said to you, hey, man, I know you're in love with, Karen, whatever her name is, but I don't think this is your kid. Would you have listened, or would you take George's position and, prefer your friend not to have said anything to you?
I would have. See, when stuff like that, it's a 50-50. You want to listen, but then you don't, because you don't want to hear that bad news that, okay, I've been here this long and the kid's not mine.
So, damn, man, you basically taking George's position not to tell then.
I wouldn't tell it.
Come on.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It happened to him.
Yeah, and
I'm telling you, it sounds hard what I'm saying, but the good friend is going to do what I'm going to do. And it's the tough thing to do as well.
That's
but
crazy.
It's the right thing.
Hey, Tony, thank you, man.
Wow.
But damn.
I appreciate it.
I'm done.
Appreciate you, Tony.
Yeah, thank you, Tony. Yeah, I know you appreciate him, George. Let's get out of here. I don't want to talk to this guy. Thank you, Tony.
Bye, Tony.
Next break.
We're talking today about paternity fraud. The question is very simple. Well,
not that simple.
Maybe it's not that simple. Do you tell? I mean, if you know, and sometimes we do, and hell, maybe they know. Maybe they know they're not the father. Maybe if we say anything, all we're doing is causing them to confront it when they've already made a decision, Dominique, not to.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, at least maybe unconsciously. But these are the kinds of things you can lose a friend over. So I would say no.
You think you can lose a friend over
You
this?
could embarrass
Absolutely,
them.
you could lose a friend, yes.
You could embarrass them. Like you said, maybe if they did not know. I mean, that's a lot of risk you're running. You're going to ruin potentially
That's
that
true.
relationship.
Well, hell, George won't tell if my girlfriend's in the parking lot kissing my best friend. So I already know he ain't saying nothing.
I just don't think it's my business, and I just don't know enough about your relationship to know if that's something that's okay with you or not. So I don't want to be the one to bring it to you. How do I know you don't know?
This dude here, man.
How do I know?
I'm sorry, but you sound like you're lying right now.
No, I believe George. George wouldn't tell. He would not tell.
I won't.
No,
I'm
I
dead
just-
serious.
he
And I wouldn't
doesn't
tell
know
with
if
you either,
that's okay
Dominique.
with
How
you,
do I don't
really?
know? I don't know that. How would I know that? I
George,
wouldn't know if it's okay with you.
You're my friend. So let me just get George. Let me set it up first. Can I set it up first, man?
I know you.
All right. So you're my friend. You know the kid's not mine. I'm bouncing the kid around on my knee. I'm introducing them to the family, and you're like, dude, you wouldn't just say Mike. Nothing.
I would not, Michael, because first of all, I wasn't there. I know the kid ain't mine. I don't know the kid ain't yours. I know the kid ain't mine.
Right.
I don't know if he's yours. I don't know if he's somebody else. I don't know that I wasn't there.
You're gonna let him keep playing.
I wouldn't.
You're gonna let him keep
I'm
paying
not
the
letting
child
him do
support.
anything.
I'm done.
Why do you talk
Everybody,
about
just stop.
let him?
Just
The
stop.
I'm gonna
child's
be a
future
friend
is
and
at
stay
stake
out of it.
here. You know, forget Michael, forget the woman. What about the child?
What
I
about
don't know
me,
that kid.
George? We're talking about paternity fraud today on the show. We just talked to, look, what, man?
Listen, like I said, one of my friends the other day, man, we went out on a night in the town drinking because he found out the kid was not his, man, and it ate him apart, man. He's not dealing with it now. I don't know the chick like that, but I could tell from Facebook the baby wasn't his. A little too dark for the two of them. So, if I knew, though, I'd have told him.
Talk to James, man.
James, what do you feel about that, man? What's going on?
How you doing? A similar situation just happened to me last week.
Whoa!
I'm in the military. My significant other, we have 4 kids together. Just last week, just Friday, she went to get the abortion. Before that, she was trying to con me into believing that
wait,
it was
abortion.
mine.
Wait,
Go
I'm
back.
a little lost.
Go back.
Abortion. What?
Before that,
Yeah.
Well, here's the matter. Last week, it was about Wednesday. She said she's feeling sick a couple of weeks earlier. So last Wednesday or third Wednesday, she told me to buy a test. So I bought the test. It came out pregnant. We already got 4 kids. Well, 6 in all because I have 2 kids.
She was setting him
older.
up. You know that, don't you, when she's asked him to go get the test, right?
So
go ahead, man.
What happened was I thought about it, and then I'm like 2 weeks prior, she went to the emergency room. Me and the kids were doing something, and then we got home. She still wasn't there, so I went to the emergency room, and the receptionist brought me to the back, and the nurse got a hold of me. And what to think? We're going to her room, so we went past her room, and then the nurse told me, "Well, can you wait till the doctor goes in? I'll give her results, and then you can go in when the doctor goes out." And
Right.
I'm thinking, like, why?
Okay, come on, fast forward the story, man. Come on, we want to know what happened.
Well, I finally confronted her last week, and she admits she did something with somebody last month. But she, like I said, she tried to con me into believing that it was mine instead of telling me the truth. And we have 4 kids together now, so she got the
Hold on.
abortion last Friday.
Okay, hold on, James.
A lot of
That's a little
information.
different.
Are you sure that those other kids are yours?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Shoot. Man, this is some madness going on here.
You still
man.
ain't heard nothing.
And she was trying to convince me that it was mine. It couldn't have been his. Couldn't have been his. It was mine. But I was telling her, well, why did you try to con me?
Yes.
You could have just told me, and I would have never knew the difference about the old other dude.
So what's up with the relationship, man?
Well, right now it's hard. Well, actually, at the hospital, I didn't get to go in the room because the nurse walked me past her room. That's why I'm like,
Right.
in 8 years of marriage, the nurse have never had to walk me past her room, except that at the request of the patient, they can do that. But I'm like, I'm her husband. Why I can't be in there with the diagnosis
So
when I went in?
James, what's up with the relationship, man? Where y'all at? What's up?
That is up in the air right now.
How old are your
That's
kids?
something you got to sit on and really think.
How old are your kids?
Let's see. You got 14, you got 10, you got 7, you got 5, you got 4, you got 5, and then you got I have one be a year next month.
Oh, wow.
I deploy a lot, man. You going for a year and 15 months.
Oof.
Yeah.
Tanisha knows.
I'm
she's
a military spouse, and I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of these stories of these men and women that go away and they come back and find out there's another child there.
Hey, James, thank you for your honesty, man. No judgment here, man. But
And
I'm
God bless
glad
you
you
and your
find
family,
out.
man,
Yeah,
and your
likewise.
kids.
I hope you guys work it
All
out,
right.
really.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for not joking at me.
No,
I wouldn't do that. It's no joking matter.
No, this is serious stuff right here. Thank you, James.
You're listening to the Michael Baisden Show, family, sponsored by VideoPitch.com. If you have a story, a talent, or a business to promote, and I'll share with my 5 million monthly users. And here's the best part. You get paid to do it. Log on to VideoPitch.com now and become a contributor. That's VideoPitch.com. Now back to the Michael Baisden Show.
O is on the line. O, talk to me about paternity fraud, man. What's your story?
Oh, man, you got to let them know, man. You got to let them know. I don't care if you leave a letter, send them an email, send them a telegram. You got to let them know, man. It happened to me. I found out. I did a take-home paternity test. I kind of already had doubts. My mom saw the baby. She was like, that's not your child. Somebody in her family told me that it wasn't mine, and that led me down that path. When I got the call, the guy on the phone said, oh, you weren't even in the state when this child was born.
God.
Wow.
And then to add to it, then I found out that me and her had another one on the way, but there's a bright side to it. I took care of mine.
Right.
She's in college now, so. But I tell you, man, you got to let them know, man.
Wait.
Out,
Your mama told. Your mama told you.
No.
Well, you missed
somebody in her family told me.
But you missed the first thing. The first thing you said that caught my ear was that you kind of knew yourself. Is the first thing you
Well,
said.
yeah, but you know how they tell you, man, the child, child changes. But hey, Mike, let me tell you what I did, right? Let me tell you what I did. I took baby pictures of me, my brother, lined them up with the new child, and I was like, nah, this ain't it.
You know what?
I had to go deep.
You know what's really
like
interesting?
9-month, 2-year pictures of me and my brother. You would think you would see something I didn't, man.
I got
Absolutely.
you. You know what's really interesting, man? That he made it clear that the woman's family told. They liked him and cared about him so much as a good man that they told on him.
It's kind of bad that they knew, though, and he didn't.
How about that? Let me say goodbye. Hey, man, thank you so much for calling, though. I appreciate your honesty, man. He kind of did.
He kind of knew. That's the first thing that came out his mouth. And that's why I don't want to be the one to tell you what you already know. That's another thing. Be an adult. Be grown up. Do the heavy lifting. And follow what you already know yourself instead of needing someone else to tell you what you already know.
No, but he said it wasn't until her family says something to him that made him think, you know what, maybe I should look deeper into this.
That's right.
And now it's a good situation where he's taking care of the other child, and now he's fully aware of the
George,
situation.
Sure it is.
Dominique,
Sure it is. That ain't the
Dominique.
point I was making.
George just don't want to tell.
No, and
I'm not
I don't
going
want to
to.
tell either. I'm sorry. I just feel like it's not my business to meddle. And
Thank
that
you.
I don't want to impact that child's life unnecessarily.
Thank
And
you.
if they're a happy family, why would I interfere? I just wouldn't do it.
So you with him now.
Dominique.
You with
Unless-
him. You
yeah,
with him.
I
Thank
agree
you.
with
Thank you.
George.
No, I
in
don't want
this
you to
case.
say you with George and not with us.
Ooh.
I just wanted to get that straight today.
Yeah,
know
yeah.
what?
I think
You know
George
what?
is right on this. I really
Again.
do.
Okay.
Again.
You know you're changing, right?
Oh,
Dominique.
Yes.
my goodness.
Dominique.
Well, she's praying.
I just want to make sure we're clear on this. Dominique, you're changing.
I don't
You
think
know,
so,
used
Michael,
to
but
be on
okay.
the light side. Now you're going with Vader
No,
over there.
I think
No,
you already know what.
I'm putting the
Which
child
side is
first
colder when you come in the
before-
studio? Where Michael is or where I'm at? Which side is darker?
I
When we
bring
look,
the light
what
with me
side?
wherever I go.
There you go. I like that.
I like
Dominique.
that.
I'm
I
with
like
you,
that.
Dominique.
And
I
you need
hear
an
that.
extra wattage bulb when you're around that one over there.
Hey, T, what's going on, man? Thanks for being patient. Talk to me.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Great,
You got
man.
to tell them. If you a friend, a true friend tells this friend, and the friend understands that, you know, no matter if it's good or bad news, that person will tell me because they are my friend and they love me. So I'm telling you that because it happened to me. And mine was 26 when they found out. Crushed them. Crushed the child.
Oh, my God.
Crushed the child. The child talks to me about they don't know if they've been lied to all their life. They don't know who they belong to.
See,
So
that's
you have got to
okay.
you have got to tell the parent.
Go ahead, Tanisha.
Now,
I told you about one of my friends when she found out that her father, who was her stepdad, was not her biological dad. She didn't find out until she was 16 years old. They kept it a family secret until her biological dad said, you know what, I'm done. I'm finding her, and I'm going to search for her. And then that's a lot.
Go ahead, T.
it's not good. It's not good for the child. And see, any man, once he find out if he was a parent, he's still gonna be that parent. Because society always say, well, that's the only father that the child know. How you gonna do that to the child? So any true man is gonna continue to be a man.
That's right. But see, the problem is when you're being forced, and when the child support's being forced on you, and when you're being
And that's
forced to
true.
do it. That's
And
the
that
part that
happened to
makes
me
you feel
also.
bad. Go ahead.
That happened to me also. I'm paying you money, and you knowing all along, it would have been better for me if you came to me and said, look, it's not yours, can you help with this situation? She the only parent, that father that you know. I could accept that a lot better.
Yes. Janine's on the line. Janine, talk to me. What's on your mind?
I was listening, and I heard you say that it's really, really bothering you because this friend of a friend situation,
yes,
whether or not you should say something. And I have to say, from past experience of having a friend who, not if for malicious reasons, found out when her son was, a teenager, that his dad wasn't his dad, that you should mind your own business.
Yep.
And I only say that because, for one, you can't possibly think that you know all sides to the story. Nope. And for two, like I said, my friend, in her situation, it wasn't malicious. She didn't purposely not tell the father of her son that he wasn't her son.
I wonder what that feels like, though, to see the child with the man's family and having them completely love this child and know that it's probably not his kid, and what you're doing to him and his family. To me, that is just vindictive. It's mean.
Well, see, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't malicious. Now, this boy grew up thinking that this particular man was his dad, and when he was about 15, 16, found out that that wasn't his dad.
Yeah, but she knew before then.
She
knew. She knows.
I can't say that.
Come on, guys. Come on.
That's why I go back to the mind your own business, because you don't know. You can't possibly think that you know all the facts.
No. I'm not saying I know. I'm saying she knows.
Can I ask her a question?
No. Go ahead.
My question is, why didn't she tell? You said it's not malicious, but what was it that why was she hiding it?
It wasn't something that she was hiding. I think it was something that she always questioned. And because her son came out looking so much like her, she couldn't really tell.
Oh, come on.
Just because you said it's not malicious, and she was hiding it from him, she was hiding also the fact that she was with another guy. Like, we're avoiding that part. So she knew there was a possibility from Jump Street. Am I right or am I wrong?
You would be right.
So how is it not?
That's a valid point, that he's making. So she might have
not
not been disciple. It might not have started
it's
out being malicious.
Let's all be honest. There have been times in our lives when we have just been free-spirited and
Absolutely.
been sexually active with several different people within a 60-day time span.
Yeah,
so
but you
if
own
you
it.
end up pregnant and you're in a relationship with someone and you have a child, sometimes there's just no reason to question, even if there's a question.
But you already said that there's an opportunity the child might be his. This is a lifelong responsibility for the guy
Absolutely.
that you flip a coin and say it's going to be
That's
you.
absolutely.
And how can that not be malicious? That is the most malicious thing that you
How
can
can
do.
it not be malicious
It's
if
not
you don't
malicious.
know?
It's not
People
malicious.
don't always know.
But can I say this,
They
Dominique?
might not have been in a committed relationship, Miles. You're assuming that they were in a committed relationship when she slept with someone else and that it was cheating. There's a lot of different stories that could be this story.
But can I say this? As a woman, if I know that I was being intimate with more than one man, then I would have done the paternity test or
That's
figured
right.
that out beforehand.
That's
so
right.
my child doesn't have to bear that burden, so that man doesn't have to bear that burden.
that
That's
man-
my
so that
responsibility.
man don't
have-
But
so
what
that you
burden
don't
are you
have to bear the
talking
burden.
about? When you're in a situation and it's good for you and you and this other person get along, you end up pregnant, this person is willing
That's not
to step
okay.
up and be the father.
I
That's
can't
not
believe
okay.
I'm hearing this. Everybody on
That's
hold.
not okay,
Everybody
ma'am.
stop.
That's
I
not
can't
okay,
believe
ma'am.
I'm hearing this.
That's not okay to the kid. That's not okay to
In
the
other
real
words,
father,
the end
and that's
justify
not
the
okay.
means.
Yeah,
that's
not
basically
okay.
what she said.
That's not okay.
Let me just thank her.
Happy enough
Janine.
that it wasn't a big deal.
Still talking.
Yeah, she's still going.
still going.
I ain't mad at
That's not
Janine.
okay.
Thank you so much, Janine. Reginald, what's going on? What's on your mind?
How you doing, Michael Baisden?
I'm good, partner. This is a heated topic.
Yeah, it is a very heated topic. I've been wanting to get into it, and then I push myself away from it because everybody's business is not nobody's business.
Right.
Got you.
But I have a soon to be 42 years old, and somehow or another, the news got back to her saying that she wasn't my child, and at 40 years old, she went and had a DNA test
Oh,
and found
my
out that
God.
she wasn't mine.
Oh, my goodness.
And then you were talking about how a person can handle that and take it. Of course, it will crush them. But to be a real man, just like you're saying, I already raised her. sent her through college. And she's been calling me father or daddy for all her life.
So
I'm the only father she got.
How'd that change the relationship? Talk to me about that, man.
It didn't change the relationship now bit.
Good.
I didn't think it would.
Not after that many years.
It didn't change the relationship, not a bit. We still kick it. My family still accept the same fact of it, and she still calls them aunts and uncles. So it's like, just getting the truth don't mean the truth is something that's going to tear you down.
That's
Well,
true.
are you happy that you know, that you found out?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I asked her mother about it when she was born. And it was mine. But then I had my doubts throughout my life. But then when it finally hit her, she went and had that DNA test, and then she found out it's 99.9% it was somebody's.
See, she wanted to know. And that's the whole moral of this story. Thank you for calling, Reginald. People just want to know the truth.
They do want
And for
to.
those
They
of y'all
deserve to know the truth.
If you're listening to my voice right now, ladies, and you don't know whether or not that child is the man who you put it on, do the right thing. And for the men out there, protect your interests. Buddy's on the line. Buddy wants to talk to us about paternity fraud. What happened, Buddy? Tell us your story.
Well, I didn't find out that my two oldest kids were not mine until the oldest one was 11 and the other one was like 6. And I only found out through a paternity test because the mother wanted to put me on child support.
Buddy, was it 2 kids you found out weren't yours?
2.
Oh, my God.
And from that point on, I just told my boys, look, if you need anything, I'm daddy. Let daddy know. I had no more dealings with the mother at all as far as, paternal rights or anything like that. I just dealt with my boys, and today they are grown and on their own, and I'm daddy, and nothing has changed over the years.
See, you know what I think it is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Buddy. It's the freedom to make your own choice to be in the kids' lives or not. Because I don't think what women don't understand is that, and Dominique, maybe you don't as a woman, it's the fact that a man is being forced to pay, being lied to about, being deceived about being the parent, and not being given a choice to be in the child's life, regardless. Now, this man's been lied to twice by a woman. Is there any sympathy for him, Dominique?
Yeah, I do. I mean, it sounds like a long-term crazy kind of level of deception. At the same time, you guys act like by bringing a child into a person's life, it's a curse. Children are blessings. All those family members got the blessings, the joy, the love that child brought into the world. And so if it wasn't biologically, according to the DNA, yours, it was still part of your family, and it was still a loved one.
But
that's all I'm saying.
Go ahead, Buddy. What do you say to that?
That's correct. And at the ages that, I found out that they really weren't mine, like she was saying, it's the level of love that's already been, conceived, because the love is there at 11 and 6. The love is there, and the love I had for these children never left, because at that age, the 11-year-old was my first child ever.
Wow. Thank you so much for your honesty, man, and thank you for calling into the show. I know you wanted to get that out, man. I love having different perspectives on a topic like this, which is why we open up the phone lines. Rufus, your patience is appreciated, man. Talk to me. What's going on?
Some time back, I had a neighbor, a couple, and they were an integrated couple. The lady, his sister, she was black, and I mean black, and the husband was a Caucasian, and he was about as white as vanilla ice cream. And they had when I moved there, they had three kids, 3 daughters, and the daughters was coal black. I mean, they were blacker than black. You couldn't spot a bit of white in them if you had a magnifying glass. And all the women in the neighborhood talked about it. Every day that ain't his kid. So he finally got a little nervous about it, and he said, "Well, I'm gonna try to get a boy, out of this." And she got pregnant with the 4th child, and that one came out blacker than the rest of them. But this guy, for some reason or other, he stuck with her when the whole world, kind of knew that those weren't his offsprings.
Oh, so he had a whole
I don't know.
house of them, huh? Just all different shades.
He had 4 of them. He had four little
4 different shades? Yeah, the Benetons.
No, that's what I'm saying. They were black like the mama. That mama was black, and they were blacker than black.
Go ahead, Dominique.
That's the
Break
whole
it down
point.
for us. I know you understood everything he just
Well,
said.
yeah, I mean, he just said that it was an interracial or interethnic couple, a white guy and a black woman. All the kids came out real dark. So everyone in the community thought that they were not his kids. Now, scientifically, it is possible they could have been his kids. It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. We can fly to the moon, too.
But it's like, look, it's like Michael Jackson's kids. If he says they're his kids and he wants to take care of those kids and they're a happy family, then those are his kids.
You done did another can of worms. Every time I see them kids, what is it, blanket and covering all of them? If they're Michael Jackson kids, he's a lucky sucker.
Okay, on that note, Rufus, thank you very much,
Hey,
sir.
Rufus, when did this happen? 40 what? 1941.
Thanks, family, for listening to the Michael Baisden Show Podcast, sponsored by VideoPitch.com. Go to VideoPitch.com now and be a part of our growing community of writers, video producers, and filmmakers, and get paid to share your business, opinion, and talent with the world. That's VideoPitch.com. Write it down, family. Write it down. VideoPitch.com.